Hello, everybody. I would like to do a spoiler review of the new Planet of the Apes movie. None of my family could figure out the name of it, so I'm not exactly sure what it's called. Is it Kingdom of the Planet? No, I don't know. I forget what it's called. But to start out with, going into this film, I knew it was going to be like a jump in history. So when we last left the films, there was a war. I think it was War of the Planet of the Apes. And they had this war, and humans started to lose the ability to speak, which in the original, I believe, they made it like that they did lobotomies on them, and they took their vocal cords out and stuff, and just did that kind of stuff, like experimentations on the people. Like they were animals, so they didn't care. But in the first three, they depicted the grandfather the father of Franco, the Franco character, who was kind of like a father figure to Caesar, if you will. And he gave the medicine they were giving to the apes to make them smarter. It was working on Caesar, so he said, "Why not give it to my aging grandfather, my aging father, who has Alzheimer's?" And it worked at first. It was like really doing good, but then he started to digress, and eventually got some kind of a virus that spread across basically most of the globe. And by the third film, anyone who was immune to it was starting to lose the ability to talk. Even if you survived it, were immune to it, you lost the ability to talk. So it ends basically with the apes winning the war and going east to what looked like a similar locale from the original Planet of the Apes, kind of a desert, Lake Powell, Utah kind of look to it, next to a lake, and they were going to take up stakes there. Well, this next film, and I don't know if I don't think the last one was a Disney one. They're 20th Century Fox movies, I think the first three. Well, Disney bought 20th Century Fox and rebranded it like 20th Century Studios. So now everything from Planet of the Apes to Alien, Predator, and Avatar, and Home Alone. Sorry about that. Home Alone 1 and 2. They're all now, anything 20th Century Fox is now 20th Century Studios, which is Disney. So this technically is a Disney film. So they pushed it ahead. They didn't say in the film how much, but I read somewhere when they were brainstorming for ideas for the film and coming up with the plots and stuff, I read that it was supposed to be something like 500 to 700 years into the future. So the original Caesar's dead, and go from there. Now, I thought, when I saw the last one, The War of the Planet of the Apes, I thought that they were just going to recreate the Charlton Heston version with him coming down from the Icarus and stuff like that. But it appears that even though they hinted at that in the first one, in this series, that they didn't go that route, or that aren't going that route yet. I don't think they're going to go that route. So it basically, it's like 500 or 700, something like that, years later. All the buildings and stuff, everything is covered in, it's all decrepit and covered in vines and doesn't look like buildings and stuff. And all that's left is lamp posts and stuff from the sides of the street. Very unrecognizable from what it used to be. So it's essentially about this ape in this, I would say, kind of peaceful, benevolent chimpanzee group that they're just, I guess, living their lives, doing their things. They have eagles or hawks or something, some kind of birds. That I think hawks that they have on their, is like they catch food for them, they hunt for them, they fight for them, all kinds of stuff. And it kind of follows his story, and he meets up with an orangutan who's friendly and teaching him that humans are not bad. They're, the Caesar wasn't bad. He believed in peace between humans and apes and stuff. And they meet a human that can talk. And she goes on this like wild adventure with them after almost getting caught by the bad apes. And they eventually make it to the settlement where the bad apes are. The kingdom, if you will. The bad kingdom of apes. And she has an ulterior motive. She wants to get there. She wants to break in because she knows if they break in, it's like a military base they're trying to break into on the side of a rock next to the ocean. That they got all kinds of weaponry that the humans had. And she can talk. She's like one of the there's humans that can talk in this world, apparently. William H. Macy plays a character that can talk, and he's kind of siding with the apes and stuff. And just trying to get by any way he can, I guess. And she concocts this plan to get into the thing that they can't get into because she knows how to get in there, into the base, and gets a weapon. Maybe weapons, I don't know. And she gets this little data card, which you don't know what it is till the end of the movie. It was always planned that she was going to get there. She kind of lied to them and told them nothing, really. She didn't know anything. She just knew where it was. That she was a prisoner there, but turns out she's trying to destroy the weapons, the tanks, the weapons, so that the bad apes can't get them and take over. And after a big battle in the water, she rises. And she kind of deceives the good chimps and doesn't tell them the whole thing. They kind of find out from books and stuff that they didn't really know a lot about the time before apes and whatnot. They thought it was always apes and stuff, but they found out that humans basically put them in zoos and stuff, and they couldn't talk at one point. And so after flooding the whole thing, and the apes kind of have like this battle, she gets away. She from the bad apes, and there's one last battle between this guy, the good ape, Noah, the good chimp, Noah, and the bad one, and he gets his eagles to help. I assume killed the bad guy, the bad ape. He falls over a cliff, but he's a chimp and he's like super strong. I think he could have survived the fall, personally, even though he's getting like torn up by eagles. If they do a sequel, I could see them bringing him back in some fashion, showing him like climbing over the rocks and surviving that fall totally. So like last scene before she takes off, she goes back because all the good apes go back to their village that was destroyed by the bad guys and where they were kidnapped and stuff. And they show a scene where she has a gun behind her back. I'm like, is she gonna shoot Noah? I mean, I don't think she'd get far with a handgun. There's all kind of apes that could like attack her if she does that. Or was she just holding her for protection? I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. And then she takes off. They show the apes in the good village prospering and getting better and doing things, and finally they show her getting to like these prairie lands, and there's this like another government military installation with satellites and stuff, and they open the door, and they could all talk like she can, and they're all like hiding out in there, and she gives them a data pad, like this computer chip thing that they put in, and it works the satellite. And she goes up to the satellite and watches the satellites move and stuff. And they say, "Is anyone there? Is anyone there?" You know, and they're radioing to signaling to someone, and someone in Ohio, I'm guessing in like a base like that, radios back to them and says, "Yeah, we're here. Yeah. What can you tell us? What can you tell us? You know, well, we didn't know there was anyone out there." And they kind of end it there. They kind of end the film there with the notion that the apes had all their weaponry destroyed from the human weaponry, the tanks, the armory, the trucks, the guns were all destroyed, all the bad apes were destroyed, but now you have humans that are mobilizing, that were immune to like the disease, that can talk. They're not, because there's like a whole faction of humans that are like hunter-gatherers and can't talk, and they're almost like a primitive caveman or something. They can't even talk. Although now it's coming out that cavemen were probably smarter than humans and probably could talk, and we're building like structures, like buildings and stuff. So who knows? But back to the film, kind of ended with the notion that I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of war between humans and apes again, except at the end of this one, and it might take 2 more films to, if they really want to do this right, and it's going to end with like, as cheesy as that last old Planet of the Apes movie was, what was it, from the 70s? Where they're running campers and buses and stuff, and it ended with them, man and ape, being peaceful with each other. It's gonna end like that. It's gonna end with them making peace with each other and living side by side. Problem I have with this, and I think it is a good way to go, but look at humans, man. We can't even get along with each other. Never mind get along with apes. Is it even possible, if we had a society of apes like that we could live side by side and not have different major differences? Politically, anything, any differences whatsoever that we didn't agree on. Racism is big in our society. Bigotry, any kind of bigotry. Anti-Semitism is really big in our world. Just anyone that's different, we like to pick on. You know, a lot of people don't like French people for some reason. I don't know why. I don't get it. I mean, I know a few French people in the ASMR community, and they're all like super nice. I mean, I don't get what I know plenty of people that either are French or speak French, or and they're all like super nice. I mean, I think it's this stupid old World War II thing. I don't get it. I don't quite get it. I have no problem with French people. I really don't have any problem with anybody in the world. I mean, as long as you're nice, treat people with respect, it's cool. But like, it goes back to this ape thing. Like, if there's so many divisions in people, with people, whether it's religion, whether it's what country you're from, what color your skin is. So yeah, it's like, if people don't get along, the likelihood of ape and man getting along is probably even more far-fetched. But it's a movie, and you have to end it some way, and every story ends some way, either good or bad, right? I mean, Usually, if it's like Star Wars, usually ends pretty good for the characters and the end of a trilogy. So, the heck was that? Something just moved the chair. It's a ghost. Ooh. Anyway, that's gonna be my review for now. I really liked the film. It had originality to it. It was fun. It had homages to the original, and I will name the homages. The scarecrows, or the people crows from the original, walking on the beach on the horses and whatnot. That was in there. And the baby doll crying. Mama, mama. That was all in there. That was all in there. And then I'm sure there was more. Also, if you're going to see this film in the theater, take a look at that symbol. It's everywhere in the film. It's round. It's like the window that Caesar used to look out in the first one with Franco in his upstairs attic where the ape used to live. Where the chimp used to live, Caesar. It's like a round window, and the lines are like the window. So look out for that symbol. It's like everywhere in this story. And that's an Easter egg to look for. And there's others too. Just keep an eye out. If anyone notices any who sees it, please feel free to say something in the comments below what you saw in the film that might have harkened back to any of the original Planet of the Apes movies, including, I don't know if I saw any, I don't think I did, but the Tim Burton one, which I really liked as well. It was different too in original. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. Have a great night, everybody. And I will see you in another video.